going on, SA Gamers? It is Captain Curtis, and we are in week 3 of our Easter interview series. And I left the best for last. Our buddy Zane in Zane Beats, and Zane is the director of SA Gaming. He also works for the youth department for the Salvation Army in the USA Central Territory. Zane is a man of many talents, and we hear a little bit about that in his interview. But he also is a man who loves Jesus and loves you guys. And so I really hope that you listen to this. You hear a little bit about his authentic journey with Jesus and the importance that Easter plays in that journey. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this interview with Zane.
Well, SA Gamers, like I just said, we're here with our friend Zane, our fearless leader, aka In Zane Beats, aka the director of SA Gaming, and we're heading to the end of our interview series about Easter, and we're just really excited to learn a little bit more about Zane's life and his walk with Christ and what Easter means to him. And so we're just going to get to it. So, Zane, why don't you just tell our gamers that don't know, who you are, what you do, maybe who your family is, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, guys, if you guys don't know me or never seen my name in the server, where you been? Again, like Curtis said, I'm in Zane Beat. I live in the suburbs of Chicago, in the United States, and I have a beautiful wife, and we have 2 amazing dogs, and we have a beautiful daughter on the way. She is due in May, kind of towards the end of May, so we're gearing up towards that. But yeah, gaming has been a big passion for me for such a long time of my life. I started gaming competitively my sophomore year of high school with Halo 3. That kind of started everything for me. I played Nintendo 64 when I was younger and did all the Nintendo game lines. So Nintendo 64, the Game Boys, GameCube, got big into Smash Brothers and Monkey Ball, if you ever played Monkey Ball. The Mario parties, Mario Kart, all that, do all these competitions with my family. I guess that would start my gaming career, but it really took off once I was blessed by my mother and father to get an Xbox 360, and then got that, and my life changed from there, and I began to have no life. So that's kind of a quick synopsis of who I am right now.
So, busy life, work, family, big, additions to the family coming. But when you're sitting in front of a computer or a console, what are you playing right now?
But I think my go-to right now, you guys, is definitely going to be Fortnite. Play with Curtis a lot. We have a good group that we play with at night. All of the old farts. I think I'm the youngest one in that group too. But it's got to be Fortnite. I know a lot of you guys probably are gonna dog on Fortnite, but you guys got to admit it's still one of the best games out there, player base wise. Everyone would say they hate it, even though they still play it. But it's got to be Fortnite. You don't have to build to win.
So before we get into like some serious, let's get to know Zane moments. We'll do some fun, get to know Zane moments. So stranded on a desert island, you don't have to worry about people. The people you care about are safe and with you. But what 3 things would you bring to that desert island?
I'm there for the rest of my life.
Until somebody comes to rescue you.
All right. I would say I'd probably bring a pizza of some kind, of some sort. I love pizza. If I need to eat something, and if I could have the possibility of dying there, I want to eat one of the things I love. So definitely a pizza. I bring a pair of drumsticks. So I'm a drummer too, or I try to be. My wife will hate that I would bring that because it would drive her nuts. But just to keep that rhythm going, and to be able to always be kind of still creating music in some kind of format. And then the third thing, I wouldn't have any power out there, so anything electronic wouldn't make sense. I think I would actually have to do say my Bible, just because one, it would really force me to dig deeper into His Word. I'd have no excuse not to. And then that could also be a perfect time to um, really spend the quality time that I would need uh, with Christ, and to help fully understand more of His story and His life, and how I can apply it to my ministry, my life, my family, uh, my daughter. I say gaming.
Yeah. I mean, I think my second useless fun fact question, you already answered, but I'll ask it anyway. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
So for me, it's all about scenarios. So I hate these questions because it drives my wife nuts. I'm like, okay, but what? Am I dying right now, or am I dying like a few days? But for sure, it's definitely gonna be pizza. I love pizza. I had pizza last night. um, so pizza or chicken wings. I love chicken wings. I love chicken. But those are by far my two go-tos: pizza and chicken wings.
Okay, so in the last and probably the most difficult useless fun fact question, you have to choose one.
Okay.
What is the greatest video game of all time?
So I think I gotta say Halo 3. One, for me personally, it launched my gaming career, if you want to call it that. I played with a guy for over, I think, 10 to 13 years off through Halo, because how we met. We still keep in touch. The competitive gaming that has come from that, and the nostalgia that Halo had, was just by far, I think, one of the greatest things that ever came into the gaming industry.
But we're gonna move away from video games for a few minutes here. And over the last series of our weekly devos, we focused on having a personal relationship with Jesus, and an authentic relationship, not a counterfeit one. And so, we know from just the fact that you have started SA Gaming and what it stands for, that a relationship with Jesus is an important part of who you are. And so we're just sort of wondering how that got started, what your journey has looked like, and sort of where it's at now.
Yeah, so it's to keep the story short. So I could really go in depth with this. I grew up in the Salvation Army my whole life. My parents did, and then I think that they met through the Salvation Army too. Um, and then I would say, yeah, so I grew up at the same corps, the Oak Ridge Terrace Corps, in the Metropolitan Division, my whole life. But it never really. I think I like I just went through the motions as a kid, just kind of did what I was told to. Parents were a good leader for that. My mom took me to everything. But I think, again, just going through the motion of my friends were there. Most of my friends were from the church, not really from school or anything. So I just was doing what I thought I was supposed to.
Which
But
I'll pause there just for 1 second. Remind people that in our last Devo series, we talked about how that's okay at the beginning of your journey with Jesus to be following the motions of just taking the steps you think you're supposed to take based on what you see your parents or leaders doing. That's a good way to start, because that's how you learn how to do the things like praying and worshiping and all that stuff.
right.
And so but it's that next step, how do you make it your own? But I just wanted to remind them that that's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. And so it's was doing all that, and I don't remember the year, I don't remember the date. Some people remember those details, like that's my I call it a Christ anniversary, or whatever. So I don't remember the year, I don't remember the date, but I went to some good friends of mine. I believe I was in high school. I think I might have been a freshman in high school. I think either freshman or eighth grade. I'm not sure. They invited me to go. They had an extra ticket to go to a Christian music festival at a softball field. And I was like, and at the time, I had never really gotten big into Christian music yet. I had started playing drums at the end of my fifth grade year, and I knew an artist by the name of Matthew West and then Mark Schultz. So Matthew West was someone that my dad actually used to babysat growing up. So that was kind of the connection of how we found out. Because his dad married my parents. He's the pastor for that. So that's kind of where like, oh, my mom found this out about him. He was releasing music. So like I found out about this Matthew West guy before like he exploded up, or if you want to call it that, or became more well known. And so I had gotten to Christian music at the time through that. Like this festival was like the first time where like I found out more about like who Toby Mac was, who Skillet was, and all these kind of like more bigger artists. And so I was there kind of just like I didn't really know what to expect. And at the first band I heard walking in was this band called We As Human. They're no longer a group anymore right now due to personal life choices, unfortunately. But I heard this band for the first time. Like this was like kind of probably like the first time I had heard like a Christian rock thing. And I was like, I like this. My friends didn't really care for it too much. So like they're sitting all the way in like the stages in the outfield, center field. They kind of stayed, was looking at merch or whatever. I'm like, I want to go to this. Like there's no one at the stage or anything. I was all for that. Like this is awesome. And then it was a 2-night. This one was a 1-night festival. And Toby Mac was the closer that night for the event, and he was playing he did the song "Lose My Soul," which is a great song. It talks about gaining the whole world. And I don't want to gain the whole world and lose my soul. And so that I think it was kind of that moment. And he did a message or like a brief like little thing at the bridge or during the song, or whatever. Just talking about like going through all this. And it was just that moment for me. It was like, okay, this is real. And that was kind of I'm hoping, I don't know if this is making sense or not.
No, that's good.
I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but it's that was just kind of the moment where it hit me the most, and that's what I remember the most. To where it's like, okay, this really is a real thing, and I do believe that.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, I wanted to. I didn't know what I want to do in my life, but I like gaming was big, so like I don't want to get. I don't want to lose myself, lose my soul and everything. So that was kind of the moment for me at this. The festival is called Ignite Chicago. I do know that it's called Ignite Chicago. And then it stopped, I guess, after like 3 years for whatever reason. But yeah, I don't remember the year. I don't remember the date. I just know it was a hot summer day at a softball field called Ignite Chicago, and listening through music, and that's kind of probably as well where music became a big part of my life as well. So,
no, that's good. It's that transition moment, right, between somebody else's faith, your parents or your leaders, to your own true. That moment of I believe this, and not just it's the right thing to do, but this is my thing now. This is my thing to do. Okay, so we're heading into the Easter season, which I think everybody knows is a significant moment on the Christian calendar. But again, like as we're talking about our own personal journey with Christ, it is in these moments at Christmas, Easter, the big bookend holidays, it's easy to just go through the motions and do what everybody else is doing. But is there a time where you remember like a story or a moment or even just a feeling where you're like, no, this Easter thing, Jesus dying on the cross. This is real for me. Is there a time that you're like, yeah, this is?
Yeah, actually, I hope this answers this question. But like when you asked me the question, that the first thing that really stuck out to my mind, and it goes back to the thought. I was just like, God's always watching, and people are always watching you. So with that in mind, it was an Easter morning. I think it wasn't the sunrise service. We do those here. It was the actual normal Easter service, and we had played a song. I can't remember the name of it. Something Lamb. I don't something Lamb, but it was a big brass band piece, and I was playing drum kit for it. Um, and the first I think it was 4 or 8 measures. It just starts off with like dun dun, just like this big loud thing. And when I play drums, whatever, I'm very expressive with my emotion and everything. Like I'm not just gonna sit there and play it. The music moves me, and I feel it out, and you see that as I play.
That's surprising because the rest of your life you're just so calm and
yeah. So like it's like I'm getting into it. And like typically on a brass band setting, everyone looks serious. But like I'm getting into it. Like every note that I play or every note that I'm hearing, like it means something to me. And I try to have some kind of emotional connection to it. So I know so it's playing this and it's like Jean done and playing on the fourth time. Jean done 2, 3, 4, Jean done. And then it goes into this nice, beautiful piece, which is still by far, I think, my most favorite brass band piece or piece I've ever played. I probably can go back and listen to it now. It's probably terrible. But I've never heard this song since then, since that one time we played it. But so I'm playing this through. I'm having a great time, and we finished the service or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, that was a powerful meeting, whatever. And the song meant so much to me. Well, it clearly did because I can't even remember the title. But after the end of the meeting, I'm in our lobby area, kind of gathering my things, getting ready to go, and there's this man came up to me. I knew his son and everything, and he was an older gentleman in the corps in our church, and he came up to me and was crying. I was like, "Oh man, something happened or whatever," but he just came up to me and he couldn't really speak. And he pointed at me and was just like, "Thank you." And I'm like, I wanted to question it, but I didn't really know how to respond. But he could barely get through just him saying thank you, and just said again, "Thank you for a second time." And he said, "Watching you up there, I see Christ through you."
Mm.
And it was like, I was young too. I was in my teens, I believe mid-teens, and I didn't really know how to respond to that. But like now, as I look back to that, it's like everyone's always watching, whether they want to or not. And I kind of take that to heart. For me, it's like every interaction or conversation, um, whatever, that could be the maybe the only opportunity or a chance that someone might see Christ in their whole life, and that could change everything. Um, so it happened on that Easter morning, just because I was playing how I played. Um, this guy saw Christ through that, and he still has reminded me to where that was one of his best um, Easter experiences ever. And so that just makes me live out the mindset and mentality of don't let an opportunity go to waste. If me talking or me smiling or interacting with someone I may not be talking about the Bible itself or about Christ's life or anything like that, but them seeing Christ through me, through my actions and how I speak to people, sometimes that might be the only Christ that they ever see. Hopefully, and that can open up other doors and conversations that can happen. But that's kind of hopefully a good answer.
No, it is. It fits with, you know, the last series talking about that authentic relationship, right? When you have an authentic relationship, your own relationship with Jesus, and we've talked before about being your true authentic self. When you do those two things, you never know in what moment Jesus can talk through you. And you know, I'm sure that Sunday there was a really great sermon and probably some good prayer times and some other things, but in that moment, that was where God spoke to that guy. And you have to embrace your own relationship with Jesus to, you know, the Bible says, you know, they will know God through your love. And you know, you simply loving Jesus and loving music, God spoke to that person that day. And that's, you know, the power of a true relationship, but also the power that comes with the Easter story, that, you know, it's all wrapped up in that. And no, that's a good answer. It's but yeah, so we'll wrap up. And you know, we, in the weekly Devos section of SA Gaming, appreciate you taking the time, guys. I know you all appreciate SA Gaming, but I don't know how much we realize and appreciate how much Zane puts into this thing. And he's a busy guy, and he's going to get busier because you know, babies make things busy. But you know, we appreciate who you are and the passion you have for SA Gaming, for Christ, for the young people that are involved in this. And yeah, we know God's got some good things in store. So yeah, we appreciate you, and we'll sign off. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next SA Gaming Devo.